later.
Now, on Wednesday, MPs are expected to vote on whether British forces should start bombing Islamic State targets in Syria.
Yes, now David Cameron says airstrikes will make us safer. Labour is officially opposed to bombing, but its MPs will be allowed to vote whichever way they like.
So we asked 4 people whose lives have been touched by events in the region what they think.
My name is Vasiliki Schofield. My son Eric Konstantinos Schofield was the first Brit to die fighting against ISIS.
I came here on my own free will, and I came here to help.
I don't hate ISIS. I think that's for people in Syria to do. But I do think that they're a dreadful, dreadful, dreadful scourge and they need wiping out. I believe that Britain should be joining its allies in bombing Syria.
My name is Hisham Al-Mahani. I'm a Syrian activist who has a refugee status in England for 5 years because I'm on the hit list of the Assad regime. Bombing ISIL is not the solution. Do not decide to strike ISIL only. Think about the Assad regime as well, because about 95% of the Syrian population who being killed was because of Assad regime bombs, not only of ISIL.
My name's Patrick Hennessy. I used to be an infantry officer in the British Army and I served in Bosnia, Iraq and Afghanistan. There's an air of unreality about the current debate. There is no thick black line on the desert on the border between Iraq and Syria. ISIS certainly don't recognise the border between Iraq and Syria, and our allies are bombing in both Iraq and Syria. So from a military perspective, it is absolute nonsense to have RAF planes that can fly up to an imaginary point but not beyond it.
My name is Khadija Kamara. I live in Brighton. I run a charity shop. I had a son called Ibrahim. He went there and he died in Syria because of the American bombing. All you saw on the news is jihadi, fanatic, this, that. That's all you can see. I'm one of the victims because I lost my son because of this Syria thing. If you go bomb, is the bomb gonna pick the ISIS among the people? No. Who are the ones that are going to be bombed? Are the innocent civilian, children, women, vulnerable people?
Like all these things, the system's vulnerable and sadly there will always be mistakes. But you have highly trained teams targeting specific buildings, specific vehicles, and you're able to do that with a high degree of accuracy.
Our inactivity and our apathy up to this point have meant that ISIS have spread and Russia has had an opportunity to step in, and actually we've lost face and we've lost an opportunity to really be players in that area.
This bombing thing, I'm sick and tired of it. I came from a war zone. I know how it feels. They got no idea. They have no idea what is war. As long as you taking innocent life, I don't care who you are not better than the terrorists, you are not better than the suicide bomber, you all got blood, human blood, innocent blood on your hand. If you lose a loved one, you will never, ever see them again. That's it.
If you keep Assad, nothing will change and things will be more complicated. I think from the beginning of the revolution when it started, people went peacefully and they asked for him to leave. So basically he needs to leave.
When your allies are calling for your assistance, when you're trying to have some sort of moral stance to say, look, this is what we won't stand for in the global community, it is wrong not to contribute.
Do I believe that we should have boots on the ground? No, absolutely not. The worst thing for ISIS would be for us to start working together and living together and being friends together and supporting each other. They want to see divisions and they want to see armies because then they can say that their prophecies about the end of the world are coming true. Let's not play their games.
Well, thank you to Vasiliki, Hisham, Patrick and Kadia for sharing their views.